Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulphur Blade, and welcome back to War on the Sea and my continuing War in the Pacific mod Let's Play. So I'm a little bit late getting this one out the door today, because, well, it's Pat, another YouTuber who covers War on the Sea. Well, he released an episode of his similar-ish playthrough of the War on the Sea mod. And I had to watch and see how he was doing. So that slightly delayed me into actually jumping in and playing the game. So that's It's Pat. I do recommend you guys go ahead and check him out. I think it's spelled ITS space PAAAT. He's got 3 A's in Pat, where I've got 2 A's in James. I guess it's an A thing. But anyway, there's other streamers too that cover War on the Sea that you may or may not be aware of. Some of the guys I would also recommend would be Too Tall. I think he's a smaller channel. He's only got like about 500 subs, but he's worth watching. He's fun. Go give him some support. It's always good to support the smaller YouTubers. Not to say that I'm a big YouTuber. I'm pretty small myself. But anyway, so besides Too Tall, you got Edified Gamer. He's fun to watch. Tortuga Power has done some Let's Plays on the game. He isn't as active lately because he does lots of games, typically war games. So he's kind of right up, he's similar to Wolfpack 345. And in fact, I like Tortuga Power's original Let's Plays. He was probably the bigger inspiration for me playing this game. More of the guy I look to learn from, where Wolfpack 345 it definitely has very good entertainment factor videos to watch. If you like heavily edited and story narrative type content, Wolfpack 345 is certainly probably the guy to go to. But he does a lot of surface action, which is certainly probably good for the views and for entertainment purposes. I think his strategy as a whole, from the big macro level of things, is he's far too reckless because he's always putting his surface combat ships into danger that he shouldn't be, just because, well, he enjoys that type of gameplay. And I'm not going to begrudge that of him. That's him, and to each their own. Some people like to have the big guns shoot at each other in the game, and if you're that type of person, Wolfpack, he's got that coverage just for you. So go check him out. Who might I have missed? I just said Edified Gamer. I said Tortuga. I said Wolfpack. I said Too Tall. It's Pat. I don't think I'm missing anyone. If I am, my apologies. Sorry. I don't know you exist. And if I knew you exist, I'd probably watch your content because I like to watch everything about War on the Sea, if I have to be frankly honest. And I believe that most of you who watch me are probably the same way. You probably love to watch this game, and you don't care who is actually blabbing on talking about it. Anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing on talking about it and actually start the clock, because that's what you guys really want to see. You want to see me fail. I know you do. You want to see my ships get sunk. I know you do. And I do everything I can to not give you what you want. I know you're secretly all rooting for Japan. I don't blame you. It's always fun to root for the underdog. And if you are rooting for me, thanks. Appreciate it. But if I was watching me, I'd probably be rooting against me too. Alright, so where are we? We have the Flying Fish, who's lowish on torpedoes. I think she's got 4 forward and 4 aft, so she's not useless at this point, but she's not optimum. She's got 1 more strike in her, basically. We have the Drum going back for a fresh set of torpedoes. We've got Finback coming in to take over Drum's position. We have the Carrier recently the Enterprise being replaced by the Yorktown. Yorktown finally made its way from San Diego. Actually, not from San Diego. I believe the Yorktown actually, I'm making this up by the way, guys, actually sailed from Virginia, Norfolk, passed through the Panama Canal, went back up to San Diego to get gas, resupply, and then left off and did a transfer at Pearl. So it was quite the long trek the Yorktown needed to go through in order to take over the Enterprise's responsibility. Several upset sailors, guys who weren't planning to be in the Pacific Theater, caught off guard. Yeah, President not happy about the Enterprise being lost. All in all, there was a bit of an ass chewing, if I must add, about the loss of the Enterprise. Some very disgruntled people. Okay, so what was I thinking about? I was thinking about the fact that I'm still not quite happy with the coverage on my scout planes for the carrier. So I've got these automatic flights going out here, and that doesn't do well, in my opinion, it doesn't do a great job of covering everything that needs to be covered. So at some point, I'm going to add a couple more flights in, probably at the beginning of tomorrow, 5 o'clock, when I can see everything going out. I'll be able to send out fresh planes with a better view of how things are happening. Shuttle has arrived. Let's unload all cargo. Alright, and let's get the shuttle back out. I think we'll probably go back to Guadalcanal. I'm pretty sure there's still a fair amount of troops that still need to be doing something more useful. Let's double check to make sure that is true. Yeah. Yeah, we could definitely grab some more of those troops off there. Santa Cruz is okay. It's a fair number for a garrison, I suppose. And excuse me. Tarawa actually doesn't have as many troops that I would like Tarawa to have, seeing as it's supposed to be the major troop dump for resupplying Invasion Force Australia. That could be because Invasion Force Australia just recently picked up a bunch of troops there, and that's why it's looking a little on the empty side. That makes sense in my mind. We'll go with that. Where are these guys headed off to? They're headed off to danger. Right. The very, very risky operation of going after Mando when there are several other airfields layered behind it that could definitely give us a major whack and might overcome Darwin's ability to provide air defense for Task Force Exeter. I am worried about striking Mando. My gut tells me it's not going to go well. Or it's gonna be a skin in your teeth type thing. I do expect a heavy reaction from Tarakan and Davo. I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park. What else is going on? Been back, you're replacing, right. We had a sighting of a carrier off Wake yesterday, so we need to keep that in mind. Otherwise, maybe we can pick up the time speed a bit. I'm not messing with that Sunderland today. She can just run out of gas and come back. 6 command points for rest and repair. How are we doing on that front? Alright, leaves tomorrow. I think when the New Orleans is repaired, we will reconstitute, or attempt to reconstitute, Task Force Pensacola. Get her out the door, back into action. Okay. Alright, so tomorrow we will start flying cap over Task Force Exeter. And tomorrow we will beef up eyes coming from the CTF-1. I've been too lax at not properly setting up the screen coming out of... I mean, the screen that exists now is fine for protecting it from being jumped by, say, a surface task force. I'm not worried about the carrier getting caught off guard in a surface action. I just don't think there's enough eyes coming out to find another carrier. And, well, that's what she needs to be doing at this point. We need to be having carrier on carrier ops, and I'm kind of failing to find the carriers right now because I'm not doing an adequate job searching for them. And I've known this to be the case for quite some time. I've just been too lazy to set up the flights because it's time consuming. But unlike the Sunderlands, those flights will last forever, or until I accidentally click on one and ruin its flight plan. That's annoying. Alright, I don't like the timing we're looking at here. Basically, we want to arrive here about 22 hours from now. I haven't really delayed enough. I'll come back this way and then yeah, I can handle that. Alright, in the meantime, Darwin. You'll loiter in this box as well. do something like that. So Sarong and Ambon, they have no facilities. They can only see 27 nautical miles, which, yeah, well outside of them having any idea we're in the neighborhood. So theoretically, we should be able to loiter here pretty safely, providing Mando doesn't spot us with some recon craft. Alright, it's 5 o'clock. We're going to reset. We're going to run out the scouts a little bit. That should be... yeah, right about there. Okay. Hornet. Launch aircraft. Only one Dauntless. About like that. Something about like that. So we're going through this gap. I want to go through that gap and that gap. Right, one more. About like there. There. Okay. Perfect. Now I feel good about our coverage from the Hornet now. And we have we've put up these 6 Wildcats flying close cover. I think that's a good idea to avoid what happened to the Enterprise. That's going to be a new thing. We're going to keep 6 Hornets up real close and tight. Did I say 6 Hornets? 6 Wildcats. You know what I meant. Oh, cap. Need to put cap up. Darwin. X Task Force Exeter. Where is she? There it is. The Wasp might end up pulling recon to us with the Wasp's search planes. Or not the Wasp, the Darwin's search planes. She's no longer the Wasp, she's the Darwin. Yeah, these planes flying in here are gonna be like, hey, what's going on? They're gonna follow them back, or at least that's what I would do. The AI has gotten better, I will say that. Since the beginning, when this game first went online, the AI has improved. Right? That's another Gleaves that got repaired. Hold the phones. It's an unusual spot for food, actually. Hugging the coastline like that, they usually don't do that. Bow fighters. Rockets. Go track that food down. we still have a few episodes yet before we open up the sea lanes, but we're doing all right. Milne Bay is ready to launch aircraft. How are we doing on the sea lanes? Enemy losses up to 142 ships, so we got about, what, 58? Yeah. So far, so good over here. Let's go find our food. Form up into a box. 256, 257 in there, down to 390. God damn it. The slider is so finicky. There we are. Like always, we're targeting number 2 because we know it's likely the most dangerous unless the vanilla cargo ship is at 1, but typically the oiler is more dangerous. So, I've heard, not necessarily from you guys in your comments, but I've seen in some other channels this belief that the cargo ships that are not vanilla, that have AA that magically shoot from the center of them, that their AA is imaginary, that it's fake, that it doesn't exist, that it just looks like there's guns there, but it's actually unarmed. And that's simply not true, guys. All it is that what I believe, I can't say that with 100% certainty, but the modders had a problem getting gunfire to go from guns that they put on the ship, and in fact, some of the ships they didn't even put guns on, so they just magically made the AA fire from the center of the boat instead of from what looks like a gun position forward or aft. But that AA still works. What am I doing? Line ahead. One of the major differences, though, is that there's less guns on the merchants that the modders have put in than on the vanilla guys. The vanilla guys have just simply more guns. So, yeah. When you notice that the vanilla ships seem far more dangerous, it's because they are. But that doesn't mean that the other ones are not still dangerous to your aircraft. They are still dangerous to your aircraft. And that should be 2 down. There we are. Food has been eaten. Time to go home. Go ahead and RTB. Alright, what is going on over here? Carrier's way up here, huh? Interesting. I would rather not the carrier be the first thing in. Right, you should be making your run at this point. Speaking of which, CTF1, why don't you position yourself more we'll do a box, say about like that for now. Gotta patrol the wake area a bit, since we've seen a carrier in this area. Right, it's 7 o'clock. Planes are grounded. We should begin to see the run into Mando. been back. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go after us. Go get us some food. Scope up. Radar on. Go ahead and target one. Looks like we're in really good position here. Press the fast forward button. Let's try to slow our roll here. I'm feeling like we're probably too close. I want to maintain a little bit of forward momentum just to... No. Let's just stop. Thinking about trying to go with 3 instead of 4 torps on merchants. Fire. Target 2. Change course. Speed up. See how 3 torps have done. One dud, 2 landed though. That's fine. Should be enough. try one. Not looking bad. Hard to see the torp with the... It's right there. With the moonlight. She seems like she's tracking fine. As long as she's not a dud. I think we're gonna get a hit here. No dud. Alright. Lucky us. Target has slowed. How's the target's damage level? Heavy moderate? We might not have to waste any more fish on her. Yeah, if we can get away with 2 boats off of 4 torps, that would be wonderful. Steady up. About like so. That's what I wanted to hear. Oh, she sunk. Good. Both food down, 4 torpedoes, 2 ships. So I've been searching here and having such good production. What's up with this? Do I need to expand my box? I guess we're going to expand the box. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. In goes the Exeter for the kill. Are we close enough? 1, 2, 3. Down to a level 1 airfield. Alright. Exeter, let's get out of Dodge, shall we? Alright, Darwin. Launch aircraft. Wildcats over. Task Force Exeter. And let's get out of Dodge. Okay, another successful short bombardment. Milne Bay. Scramble the Beaufighters with rockets. Ignore. Box 256, 257, 390. Target 2. Attack. Wasn't the best rocket attack ever. Line ahead, form up, speed up, drop down. Moderate. Yep, that's what I figured. So yeah, rockets are feast or famine, guys. As you notice, I do things pretty much the exact same way every time. Same speed, same altitude. Press the attack at 2,800 yards. Come in at the same perpendicular angle. Just sometimes those rockets are a little bit off to the left, a little bit high to the right. You know, they don't always hit with enough force. But they're certainly better than torps for two merchants. I mean, they're the best way to go after these two merchant groups, no doubt about it. Rockets are the key. Or you could just launch the Beaufighters without rockets at all, just unarmed. Probably be almost as good. How close are we? Yeah, attack. we're gonna do a quick strafe over 2 and then strafe over 1 and simultaneously. Alright, target 1, attack. Form up. Alright, 2 and 1 are down. Our food is gone. Time to get out of here. Right, this seems to have gone off much smoother than I was thinking it would. I really expected a much harder counter attack from, well, there was no counter attack. So we managed to get out of there in the nick of time to avoid it. Counter with Sutherland's, huh? Okay. Shuttle's almost back at Guadalcanal for the next ticket for troops wanting R&R in Port Moresby. You can imagine the stories being told about the beautiful women over in Port Moresby right now, Guadalcanal, and how they can't wait to get over there. Get off this rock in the middle of the Pacific that they've been stuck on for the last couple of months. Some excited folks waiting for the ship to come in there. I think the ship has come in. Alright. Shuttle. Manage cargo. Troops. Troops. The rest, I think, are going to be left as a garrison. Going to go back the long route. Along the edge, up and in. Invasion Force Australia. Heading up for the strategically important port of Ambon, which has a large fuel supply. Owning it will give us 5 extra fuel a payday. So this will be one of the more important ports that we will have captured. In fact, what's going on here? USNS Fleet 3, what are you doing? Like, well, we've been waiting to pull into dock, but nobody seems to want to take our cargo. Sorry about that. You showed up on a Sunday. You're supposed to show up on Monday. You guys were too fast. Alright, all cargo has been unloaded. Moresby is getting to have quite the supply dump. Nice to see. And back to Midway. Yeah, if you haven't figured out what these 4 black boxes are for, they're to remind me where my merchants need to run. I'm no longer having merchants cutting corners here because that caused problems. Since we've been keeping the merchants outside here, we haven't had any issues with carriers jumping our merchants like we did when we were cutting corners before. Alright, CTF Darwin. Go ahead and start patrolling here. You'll have an invasion force to escort to Ambon. Okay, air operations are now available. Sunderlands. And retreat. How much is sitting at lay? It's a reasonable garrison. Horn, reasonable garrison. Go ahead and patrol there, Darwin. So the Darwin doesn't quite have as much air coverage, obviously, because she's only one carrier doing it. So I think there's a better chance of a surface task force managing to sneak through the air coverage and jumper. At some point, I think we might throw in at least another light cruiser into this group. Eventually, we're going to give her a complement. So maybe when we give her a complement, we'll throw in the complement, the light cruiser, and another destroyer to escort over to rendezvous. But I think her escort, her complement, her additional carrier is going to be a Bogue, and the Bogue doesn't come available until July. We're still in June, so July is increasing ever so quickly. Not quick enough though. What's going on? Yeah, I think that's our normal food masquerading as a carrier. Milne. Time to munch. Bowfighters. Rockets. Course. About like so. And like so. Ignore. Let's go. Drum's on our way back. Dockyard, New Orleans is getting near. How much stuff is getting stored up in Midway? We haven't really... I think engineering and fuel maxes at 500. I want to say supplies max out at 20,000 and troops max out at 10,000. So it's not like we have wasted anything. Alright. Just considering reforming the invasion force sooner than later, because we pretty much completely took apart the invasion force to repair it. And right now we have the Pensacola Task Force higher on the priority list to reform than the invasion force. I was wondering if maybe I should do that the other way around, reform the invasion force first. Encounter with Lay. That's fine. Actually, I think reforming the invasion force first might not be a horrible thought process, seeing as we have invasion targets. I mean, Khazre is pretty much a sit and duck where it's at. We have the air cover to get in there. I mean, our next major invasion point, or bombardment point for the Pensacola Task Force is to go back to Rabaul again. Khazre is probably the easier thing to do of the two missions. Maybe I should swap out reconstituting the invasion force before reconstituting the surface action group. You guys are really heading a long way south. Alright, I'm going to pause it here. I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get things started. Sorry, real life called. Amazed that doesn't happen more often than it does. Alright, Task Force Exeter's almost back. Got those long distance scouts flying over by Horn. What are the Japanese looking for? All ships rearmed. Alright, where are we gonna send you from here? Back to finish the job. Suppose we could. Alright, it's 5 in the morning. Let's check. I think we could go one more day in this episode. Of course, this is the day where everything's gonna just go nuts, and I'm gonna end up regretting the fact that I decided to push one more day into this episode. Or maybe it'll go off as quietly and as smoothly as the last couple of days have gone in the game. Finback has found some food. For right now, we're going to ignore. We're going to keep a close eye on it. Alright, now we'll jump into tactical. Felt like we were a little bit far off there. Interesting. Ten. So yeah, we're gonna attempt to shoot them both. A little closer. Not a lot closer. Just a little closer. Steady up on that course. The hell? Because we're paused, it won't let us measure? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Am I gonna try 3 again? Yes. 3, 1 degree spread. Go ahead and fire. Stop on the Nippon Maru. Target 1. Switch to rear tubes. Fire. How did we time it this time? Better or worse? Worse. Speed up. Wait. We only hit with 1. Well, Bill DD. I mean, still a shot here. Dud. Dud. Well, one's not a dud, so one apiece. Moderate, moderate. Problem with this moderate is it's still doing 14 knots. I'm gonna fire one chaser at it. Did I just... I fired from the rear fucking tube. Okay, well, that's fun. See how the gyro handles that. Let's go back to the front tube, please. Target her, as probably going to need to put one more into her since they're moderate. Go ahead. She's dead in the water, sitting duck. I don't have any worries about us missing this one. Only that it's a dud. That's the only worry I have. That should finish her off. Retarget the runner that's still running at 14 knots. Looks like she put the fire out too. This torp actually looks alright. Oh, you're just gonna miss, aren't you? Just miss the rear. Oh. So close. I'm gonna try something ballsy here once the Nippon Maru goes down. So it has magic AA. It's not supposed to, and that AA is not supposed to necessarily be dual purpose. I'm gonna try firing on this guy with deck guns once the other ship sinks. Why hasn't the other ship sunk? It looks like it's healthy. There's no fire. Are you telling me that this thing's living through 2 torps? Unbelievable. Hey, Finback. Scope up, please. Radar. Oh, that's the one that's running. Where's the dead in the water? There's the dead in the water. Okay. Rear tube. No, 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 no. Change our target. Nippon Maru, please. Fire. Please do not miss the stationary target. Please don't be a dud. Thank you. Now please sink. Good. Surface the boat. Target. Attack. Main guns. That solution looks pretty good, actually. We'll leave her go. This would be a long shot for an AA gun. It's a hit. Oh, I'm firing AP. HE, please. Hold. Fire HE, please. There we go. Let's go narrow. Hold fire. She's down. Alright. Finback got a little surface gunnery action in there. At this distance, I felt it was safe. If I was only 1,000 yards away, I wouldn't want to do that because the AA gun could still rip me up. And honestly, I don't know what the depression is on the AA guns. If they have the depression to shoot at the subs, I don't want to risk it. Okay, so that was more food. This has been a fairly decent episode as far as food is concerned. Whoa, stop the presses. I saw food. It was in this neighborhood. Go find the food. There it is. Actually, let's re-task our course here. Right over the top. Darwin, launch aircraft. 12. Done. Over. Invasion Force Australia. Thank you. We should have found food. What's going on? There it is. Warm up. Box. 258's fine. $390. Thank you. Target 2. Ahead, warm up, speed up, drop down. Down. No secondary explosions that time. What's the report look like? Critical now. Down she goes. 1 and 2. Food is gone. And we're out of here. You guys really don't want to fight my bow fighters. I know you do, but you don't. Chilly. I think there's one submarine that's back, ready to be rearmed. Yes, the drum. Head on down there, drum. Alright, shuttle. Load all cargo. Alright, the shuttle is going to head off. Long trip into Tarawa. Grab some more troops from there to bring on back to Port Moresby. Alright. This is turning into an interesting situation here. Oh, Exeter is deciding to sail right past Ambana. I don't have the air capacity to cover both of these targets. I think Exeter's just gonna have to wait. Alright, Exeter, you're gonna loiter. Just put yourself into a repeat holding pattern right there for now. Darwin. We'll do this now. Put your 12 Wildcats up, over Invasion Force Australia. And CTF Darwin. We're gonna change your box a little bit here while we're providing support to that. Alright, so I won't need to remind myself about anything happening there because everything should be pretty much set good to go. NS fleet there. The other two NS fleets are arriving back on the scene. Drum is already heading out. Of this group, Amphib Group 1 and Task Force Pensacola are looking to reconstitute. Pensacola is waiting on Vincennes to repair. 4 more days. Otherwise, I think that's a wrap. I think that's where we're at here. In today's episode, we sunk some food. I think it was a pretty good day for food. I'm not sure where the episode starts. I thought we sunk 8 ships this episode. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 15th. 6 on the 13th. So I think we've at least sunk these 6 in this episode. But then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 all on the 12th. Did that happen this episode? If it did, then we sunk 10 ships today, which is more than I thought. Total ships sunk 152. We've sunk 10 ships today, because I remember saying we were at 142, which was 58 ships away from being where we need to be. Now we're 48 ships away from opening up this shipping lane. So yeah, 10 pieces of food. That's not a bad episode at all, guys. Anyway, hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until next time all, peace.